Welcome to the Best Counsel, aka Advice I Can Offer podcast. First, I would like to make the following disclaimer. This is not an advice podcast. I do not offer advice. I offer what I consider to be counsel. Counsel is what I have learned and what I have experienced in my life journey. If something I say on this podcast resonates with you and can help you, good. But I am not telling you what to do. I am just offering counsel. This is podcast 09 of the Best Counsel, aka Advice I Can Offer. Today's podcast is entitled Let Go. Over the years, I have heard this story in many different versions, but no matter how people have shared it, it's still one of my favorites. The story goes that there was a young man who was known as the greatest athlete in his village. He was the Michael Jordan of his time. He could run faster and jump higher than anyone else in the village. There was nothing athletically he could not do. One day, someone approached him and said, "If you're such a great athlete, why don't you climb the village highest mountain?" The young man said, "I will." So the next day, he left early in the morning before the sun was up. In the darkness of the morning, he came to the base of the mountain and he began to climb the mountain. Rock by rock, he climbed the mountain, and within a few hours, he had reached the top of the mountain. And as he grabbed the last rock to pull himself to the top of the mountain, the rock gave way. And the young man began to tumble back down the mountain. Faster and faster he tumbled. He knew he was on his way to a certain death. So with all the strength he had, he reached out one arm and was able to catch a branch. But now he was hanging on the side of the mountain. Below him, nothing but darkness and fog. Above him, nothing but sky and sun. And knowing not what to do, he did what we all do. He looked up to the sky and cried out, "Help me! Help me! God, help me!" As he was crying out, all of a sudden, the sky opened, and a voice came out of the sky crying out, saying, "I hear you, I hear you." The young man cried out, "You hear me?" The voice said, "Yes, I hear you, and I have come to save you." The young man cried out, "Thank you, thank you." The voice said, "Are you ready to be saved?" The young man said, "Oh, yes." The voice said, "Okay, I want you to let go of the branch." The young man said, "Let go of the branch?" The voice said, "Yes, I want you to let go of the branch." At that, the young man looked up. Then he looked down. Then he looked up. Then he looked down. Then he looked up, and he cleared his throat and cried out, "Is there anybody else up there?" It is said many years later, a group of young men were hiking near the mountain and came across the oddest sight. They found a skeleton holding on to a branch on the side of the mountain. And it was only 5 feet from the ground. Yes, the young man had tumbled all the way to the bottom of the mountain. All he had to do to be saved was let go. I don't know what you are holding on to today that you need to let go of. It might be a habit. It might be a relationship situation. It might be something you feared all of your life. But my best counsel to you today is take time to examine your life. And if you find anything you need to let go of, have faith and let go of it. And if you need some help, try letting go and letting God. Thanks for listening. As always, if something I said resonated with you, tell someone you love and ask them to listen to the podcast. And remember, you can find the podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, and other podcast platforms. And follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Best Counsel. Till next time, take care.